Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to do the first episode of a new series that I'm calling Action Figure Retrospective. And in this series, we're going to take a look at vintage Star Wars action figures and talk about their features, accessories, sculpt work, and anything else that's interesting or unusual. And I decided to pull these reviews into their own separate series because I don't think it's fair to compare these figures to their more modern counterparts. It's obviously not fair to compare a figure from 1977 to a figure from 2017. It's just not fair. And on top of that, a lot of people have a ton of nostalgia for these figures. So again, it's not fair to rip on them for not having 20 points of articulation. They're not going to, just because of their age. So for the first episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Darth Vader Carrying Case. This one here on the inside says that it was made in 1980 from the manufacturing mark, and I purchased this from a flea market, which I usually do not recommend. Flea markets have a reputation for jacking up the price of items that are iconic like this one and trying to sell them to you at an inflated price. I'm trying to con people who maybe are not as knowledgeable into paying more for something that, like this, is pretty common. This one here is not in that great a shape. I'll pull it closer to the camera. You can see there are a ton of scuff marks all over it, and one of the hinges doesn't close all the way all the time. You can get it to stay sometimes, but it will eventually pop open. So this one, not in the best shape, not a pristine example, but I paid practically nothing for it. It was dirt cheap, so I don't mind putting up with that. And I want to move on now to kind of talk about how this is different from modern toy companies. So like Kenner, I feel like sold the whole package when they made their Star Wars figures. They made the play sets, the action figures, the vehicles, and they even made the thing to put them in whenever you're done playing with them. And you don't see that anymore. And I think that's because, toys are becoming more expensive, more elaborate. So you don't have as much money to buy the Darth Vader display case, basically, display case, carrying case for your action figures because you want to spend more money on the figures themselves. So as far as features of this collectible, obviously the outside looks like Darth Vader, and there are 3 clips located around the outside of the head that hold it closed. Like I mentioned before, mine has one that doesn't close all the way, and that's pretty common. They're made from folded plastic, and they're just a plastic on plastic hinge, so they get worn out over time, and a lot of them are prone to breaking off. On the bottom, there are 2 folded plastic hinges again, so if you're buying one of these, you'll want to watch to make sure that those aren't broken. And there are also some feet on the bottom here to keep it standing up on your shelf when you've got it displayed. Now, opening it up, which is hard to do with one hand here. Opening it up, you can see there are a ton of slots on the inside for action figures, as well as 1 slot here for accessories. And then all of the figures would be held in place with these plastic bars, which are removable. You just pop them out and then pop your figures in and then close it up, which is really nice. Again, plastic hinges on the inside, so you'll want to watch to make sure that these have all of their bars, that they're not broken or anything. And you'll also want to watch out that to make sure that they have all of the stickers. Again, this one was dirt cheap, so it's missing a couple stickers here on the inside. I'm not too worried about it because the rest of the stickers appear to be the original ones. It's possible that they're reproduction ones, but I really doubt it, frankly. They look, like they're from 1980. So overall, I think that this is an awesome collectible that's really iconic. And for me, it was the starting point to get me started, vintage collecting. They're really common, and you can kind of watch your collection grow by filling it up. So I think they're a really cool place, this is a really cool place to start collecting Star Wars figures. So Since this is a first episode, go ahead and tell me what you think about it down in the comment section. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, just to let me know, and add any suggestions of things that you'd like me to change or anything that you'd like to see. Now, obviously, these aren't going to come out regularly because I have to find the vintage, whatever, action figures playsets, and I like them to be in good shape with all of their accessories, which can be hard to do at a reasonable price. So anyway, just let me know, and I guess I'll see you later.